How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Mesozoic Media Park. So today, I want to continue Prehistoric Park, like that whole section, because I think there's a few more things we can add to it to make it an overall complete park. One of those things is actually the portal, which is a very important part of the whole show. I did indeed start on it, but apparently I wasn't recording my voice, so yeah. The portal I did off camera, though. I spent a decent amount of time trying to figure out how to do the portal, and I ended up combining a bunch of puddles together. And I changed their coloration to white, but for some reason they look blue right here, and you can't even see it from this side. But yeah, it does kind of like have a blue tint to it in the show, so I think the blue kind of works. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build the whole like portal tunnel thing, as well as some of the holding pens that are right next to the portal. And I was thinking that maybe we can put like a couple dinosaurs in there that also showed up in the show, like maybe Parasaurolophus and some other stuff that I'm spacing on. What we really need is Cenozoic creatures. I would absolutely love to put some Cenozoic creatures in here. Like I said last time, I'd like to put the Smilodons. I would like to put Martha. There's all kinds of things I would like to put. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get back into building this. So I did also create these brand new blueprints right here. I don't know if I'll upload these ones to the shop because they're relatively simple. This is kind of how the tunnel looks like in the show. All of the wood that makes up the fence is a lot closer together, so this kind of feels like it's a little bit more accurate. Okay, kind of like that. And as far as like the holding pens go, I think for the... Actually, let me pull up an image. Well, it actually seems like I could probably get away with just using these as well for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. A little bit like that. Now, I think I was going to split them in half, but I think instead of doing that, I think I'm just going to have like one large holding pen. Yeah, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect to how it was in screen. Most of this is meant to be mostly like a reference to Prehistoric Park. And I want to try to save some space as well, because I only get this little section right here for Prehistoric Park. And, if mammoths or something get added in the future, I don't want to take up too much space by doing stuff like this, because I also do already have something else planned that I can include. There we go, kind of like that. And then I guess what I can do now, the dirt selection in this map is not exactly the greatest, but we can try our best here. Like there's root riddle dirt, which is probably the closest that I can realistically get to the type of dirt that's all over the place, but it's not really the type of dirt that I want, especially with how chalky it looks. But again, I think that it's really the best thing that we can do right now. So yeah, we got that. And then I can also, I think there's also what I can also do right here. Go to my blueprints, and then I can also use this because there's like two doors basically that open up right here. They go like this. Like that. Sweet. Hey, that doesn't look half bad. I just don't like the dirt, but that doesn't look half bad. Now, I also, hopefully, I'm going to hold on to hope. I'm going to hope so bad that they add Deinosuchus in the future, because if you remember in the show, Bob actually built the Deinosuchus paddock like right outside of the portal entrance thing, so that the Deinosuchus could go straight into its pond right when Nigel brought it back. But I'm going to build a deep water pond in the hopes that they will add Deinosuchus in the future, and that Deinosuchus will be able to go into deep water. That is the current hope. That way, they could just be like, oh yeah, the Deinosuchus, it ran straight out here. And then I can like put down an invisible fence or something. That way it doesn't crawl back in here. That is my hope. I hope so bad that's what they do. And I could build a path that goes across here, because there was a path on one side of the Deinosuchus pond, which was kind of a little bit of a design flaw, given the fact that the Deinosuchus can literally jump out and grab whoever's on the path. I mean, it almost grabbed Matilda when she was on the path. But yeah, no, that's what we're doing. I hope Deinosuchus or some type of croc relative gets added in the future. That is my hope right now. Anyway, I don't know what creatures to put in here, because he didn't really bring back, in terms of dinosaurs, what did he bring back that's actually in this game? Now, he brought back Titanosaurus, he brought back Microraptor, which both of those fellas are not in the game. Brought back Ornithomimus, of course, we already got that. Terrence, Matilda, Theo. Those three are dinosaurs that are in the game, but I already have them. Now, he did bring back Troodon. Someone suggested that I have Troodon running around all over the place, and I thought that was a fantastic idea, given the fact that the Troodon is the reason why most of the dinosaurs got out in the final episode. But I don't know if I'm gonna have it run all over the place. Maybe sometime in the future I will, but currently there's like a few places for the Trood. Whoops. I'm gonna have to try that again. Currently there's a few places for the Troodon to get out, and I would like it to stay in the prehistoric park section. So actually what I can do is I can include, I don't know if it was a male or female. We'll just go with female in here. But what we'll do is we'll include one in the holding pen. Oh, that's not too far off from its coloration. The model is really kind of similar to the way that it looks in Prehistoric Park as well, which is kind of nice. So yeah, we'll create you like that. I mean, what I could do, I can create like the little holding pen that they put it in at the end of the episode, but I don't know. I think I want to I just want to put some things in these holding pens. I think that would be kind of fun. So we could put it down like right here. And then in the other one, I was thinking, from the same episode, we could put Parasaurolophus in there. Again, Parasaurolophus, it was in Prehistoric Park. We need kind of like a light gray coloration, which closest we might get is this one. And then we need some blue, which that's not bad. Put it right in here like that. Okay. So, I mean, that also kind of works because then it kind of looks like this whole thing right here is a reference to the final episode, the Dinosuchus episode. You have a Troodon over here, which was in the episode. You have a Parasaurolophus over here, which was in the episode. But now, of course, Parasaurolophus wasn't brought back from the park, but it's still a good reference to Prehistoric Park. The Troodon was accidentally brought back to the park. And actually, I think that this Troodon is actually Stenonychosaurus, the one that shows up in Prehistoric Park. Okay, but we have some in the holding pens. Then hopefully we can have Dinosuchus here in the future. We got the portal. There's one more thing that I want to include, or at the very least, one more thing. I might include something else if I think of it. I actually got this from the workshop because I can't do buildings. So in terms of buildings, I usually go to the workshop. But this is Nigel's Den. If you want to download it for yourself, here it is. I haven't tried it out yet, but it looked pretty darn cool, so I'm definitely going to be including it. We'll place it like right there. That looks awesome. Ooh, there's like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, come on. Come on, look. Look, I tell you. Go, okay, check this out. Oh, and there's a Spinosaurus skull. The little Brachiosaurus skull down there. That's very fitting because Nigel did have like a lot of skulls in his office. This is a very nice recreation of Nigel's den. This is so cool. Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. I like it. I like how they have like a bunch of posters and things up for Nigel. It looks like I kind of put this a little bit too close to the Land Before Time section, but that's okay. No, I like it. And I think that there's also meant to be like a little bit of an enclosure in here. I don't really have any creatures to put in there, so I think I'm just going to omit that part. But the rest of it looks fantastic. All I have to do is surround it by some trees, kind of like how it was in Prehistoric Park. But yeah, once again, if you wanna download this, here it is on the workshop. Jeff, definitely go and check it out. But one thing I do want to do with the inclusion of this stuff is include more trees all over the place, because the area that they have Prehistoric Park set up is decently like surrounded with a lot of foliage, a lot of woodland. So I feel like it will kind of complete the look. Like that, like this a little bit. I don't want to overdo it, obviously, but a little bit like that. Cool, cool, cool. Right on, right on, right on. And yeah, this section looks a little bit more complete now. It looks like a nice reference to Prehistoric Park. There's one more thing that I can do, actually, now that I think about it. Whoops. Oh, no, the Troodon got out. How did it get out? How did you get out? What? How on earth did it get out? That's too funny. That is funny. I don't know how it could have gotten out. Well, I guess we'll just let it be free for now. I mean, that's completely fine. I'll just pause it so that it doesn't do anything it might regret. But I wanted to include a vehicle in here. I don't know, like an ATV or something. Well, just to make it seem like somebody's about to drive in and go to see some, go and bring something back from the brink of extinction. That looks pretty cool. I quite like the way that turned out. Look at this Troodon. about to get snatched up by a freaking Dinosaurus. Okay, but yeah, that is the prehistoric park section. I'm kind of like looking around to make sure there's nothing else I want to include. Well, actually, one thing I can do, because the Troodon decided it was going to escape anyway, I guess I can also include Albertosaurus, since Albertosaurus also showed up in the Dinosaurus episode. Again, they didn't bring it back, but why am I going all the way down here? They didn't bring it back, but it was still something that was, present in the episode. So they kind of had like coloration that was, I don't know if that might be too bright. That's actually kind of close in terms of the colors. Yeah, so we'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll have another reference to that episode here. Oops, I'm paused. Okay, and I'm also looking at a list of creatures that show up in Prehistoric Park, and I'm not really finding anything else that could be added, like that is in the game anyway. So I think that's pretty much all of the Prehistoric Park references that we can have in the game, which is fine. That's actually a decent amount, and it's more than I included in my last go at the Mesozoic Media Park, which is something that I will always take because I love prehistoric park, and I would love to I love the fact that I can have a whole section kind of like dedicated to it. It's so fun too. Look at all this, Oh, some of that's a little bit too close. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna fill it in a little bit more. There's like a lot of dead space currently, but we're gonna have like a path. The path, I guess I could finish the path too. Then from here, I would like it to link up into like a concrete style path, because it's basically like concrete in the show. Like, I mean, right now when you go across, when they're going next to the Dinosaurus exhibit, so I might as well turn it into concrete for the rest of it, kind of like that. And then like the idea is that for most of these animals, you can just walk off the path, follow like a little bit of a dirt trail, go and check on the animals. There they are. Yes, they're both towards the front. That is what I like to see. There's Terrence and Matilda. Isn't that so cool? And honestly, the Jurassic World Evolution 3 version, like the baby T-Rex in this game, kind of looks like how Terrence and Matilda looked. So this feels decently accurate. It's so cool. So that's Terrence and Matilda. Over here is the Ornithomimus flock. They should all just be hanging. Yeah, they're all kind of like across the pond over there. Over here is Theo, the Triceratops, whose enclosure still needs a little bit of work. That's okay. We'll get it done eventually. It's just like there needs to be a little bit of cleaning up that happens. You can see Theo. He's currently walking around over there. This is the Dinosaurus pond. Be very careful, as a Dinosaurus might jump out and snatch you. And over here, this is how we actually get our dinosaurs and other extinct creatures. Don't mind the Troodon. It likes to escape. In here, you can go through the portal and you can go back in time. It's very cool. Oh, you can't walk through it. Wow. But it's very cool stuff. In here, these are our holding pens. This is where we keep the dinosaurs that we've rescued from the brink of extinction, such as this Parasaurolophus. We did it off camera. You didn't see it in the actual episode. And this Albertosaurus. Same thing. We did it off camera. You didn't see it in the episode. Yeah, I think that we can call that pretty good for Prehistoric Park. Now, if they ever add Cenozoic creatures, I can simply just add them over here, or I can kind of clear out some of this over here and include like Martha or the Smilodons or something like that. And there goes the flock. Isn't that so cool? But yeah, I think I'm going to call it good with Prehistoric Park here. This was probably a little bit of a shorter episode, but I really wanted to finish up this section of the park because I was really excited with how things were turning out. So I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly helped. Like I certainly had a lot of fun making it. Having all these references, like of course the Triceratops tractor and all of that was really fun to implement. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I can't wait until we could potentially finish it. Again, I'm gonna have faith that they're gonna include Dinosaurus and more Cenozoic creatures like the woolly mammoth or Smilodon. I really, really, really hope that happens in the future. Because I'm not gonna be doing mods here, like anytime soon. I want to play completely vanilla for the foreseeable future. So mods are not really in the question. So I'd like for base game animals to be added in the future like that. But be sure to let me know what you guys thought down below. And if you like dinosaur-related content, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you on board. And until next time, have an awesome day.